Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to another run of Tower Simulator 3 with Tower Companion. So you can see here at level 12, getting close to level 13. We'll definitely hit it this time. So after digging around a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and, given the new settings, I'm going to go ahead and try Denver at, as you can see, 107 flights in an hour, which will be busy, very busy. It's 26, so 10, anything over 10 per 15 minutes is considered hard. So this is, 2.5 times hard. We'll see how things play out. It's still not Atlanta, 170. So, and I was able to keep up with Atlanta for 15 or 20 minutes. So let's see if we can make it work. All right, so we've got Denver. We are at 1220 is what we want. Airport radar style day, default night. I don't know what that means, but okay. We're going to do Nigeris. Okay, and the active airports, so for departures, are 25 and 34 left. So I'm going to note that. 24, 34 left. And arrivals are 34 right, which is this, and 35 right. Now, the winds are a bit crazy in reality in Denver. They're at 18 and they're gusting to 34. So I'm not going to use live weather this time because I think we just introduce crazy difficulty that we don't need to have. But we're going to go ahead with these settings. All right, so just to be clear, when I had talked about some changes I made, the minimum parallel distance and the minimum radar separation were the key ones. They're in the game settings. And so I had been playing at 2.5 miles, and then your only other option is 3,400 feet, and I was getting conflicts. Now here at Denver, things are spread out so far. I don't know that we run into it anyway. But certainly the separation is going to matter from the standpoint there. We've got basically 3 terminals. It's a little bit like Atlanta, it seems. So we've got this terminal. We've got a middle terminal, which is empty at this point. So I've just got 2 camera positions here because there's obviously things going on here. The tower is there. This is the vacating of 3-4 left. And so basically we're going to want to bring everything down Delta to Whiskey Bravo, which is this runway here, and then we're not dealing with any runway crossings. This is the vacating of runway 35 right. And so once again, they're going to come up Papa, and then this across here is Echo Delta. So we're going to see if we can make things work. Now, again, if I need them to go, because Echo Echo goes up here, Echo Charlie is here, so I mean, I could bring someone through here. It's just I'm going to have to then do a runway crossing, where otherwise we don't. But the challenge is, like, if they're here, and then again we have Lima Mike, and then we have Foxtrot Golf as the verticals. So, I think it would be typical, again, for arrivals to stay, on the outer until they needed to come in, and departures to be on the inner when they're leaving. And that way there's, again, less incursions and so forth. Amazingly here, there's one hotspot here in Denver, and that is here. But that would be, I assume, if you're taking off and then people are leaving and landing, but we're not using that runway for departure. We're using 34 left, which is on the other side over here. So, but it is the far one. So yeah, actually 34 right will be the arrivals, so they'll just be coming down Foxtrot and getting to the terminals. So it's really Whiskey Bravo and then or Whiskey Alpha, I suppose. So that's actually what I need more than the others. So let's see. So what was that? So that'll work. So they'll be vacating probably here, then coming back down Foxtrot, and then my takeoff runways are here and here. So I'm sending everything kind of to this area is the hot spot for leaving for 3-4 left and 2-5. And the nice thing is just 2-5 is just down there. You take Golf straight down. And so that's the thing. You're using Foxtrot. That's the other nice thing. Like Golf ends. So you're using Foxtrot to come down, and exactly what I said. Take the inner route, and then you're on Golf, and you're good to go. So with that, we're going to release it, and we're going to see how this goes, and if it's going to be another Atlanta or not. We might fight through it if it is another Atlanta, because I don't want to waste another schedule. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. I mean, other than if you were vacating.
Denver ground, Southwest 3517 with information kilo, requesting push and start.
Interesting. Where are they? Oh, okay. Southwest 3517, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. So I think I'm going to take all these planes to 34 left.
34 left. Southwest 3517.
And I'm going to take everything from the other terminal down to 25, unless all that clears is a bunch of Southwest planes, but I don't think that'll be the case.
Denver ground, Delta 532 with information kilo, requesting push and start.
Delta 532, pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Okay.
Delta 532.
I was like, can we go under there? Because I wasn't sure if there was something, but yeah, we can. Alright, so Southwest is coming back. I might just want to breathe a bit. So we'll see, you know, how we want to do this. I'm trying to keep things clear a bit. But 34 left and 25. Let me just make sure I have the right runways set. 34 and 35. I do. Okay. Let's go back out here. So, now this, I assume...
Denver ground, Southwest 3517, ready to taxi.
Yeah, okay. Southwest 3517, taxi to runway 34 left via Whiskey Alpha. Alright.
Taxi
so
to runway 34 left via Whiskey Alpha. Southwest 3517.
So it is running me to the outside.
Skywest 5030 on final 35 right.
Denver ground, Delta 532 ready to taxi.
Delta 532, taxi to runway 25 via Golf. Skywest 5030, runway 35 right, cleared to land. So that's just a CRJ.
Taxi to runway 25 via Golf.
So everything will be coming in from here.
Runway 35 right, cleared to land. Skywest 5030.
And again, 35 right is the far one. So we'll see now, what is the far... So let's see. let me go here. Delta 532, taxi to runway 25 via Alpha Alpha Golf. And that
Taxi
should
runway
move me to
25
the outside.
Alpha Alpha Golf. Delta 532.
Okay. So, yeah, it can probably cross anywhere. But that way, we're not running into an issue with pushback, is what I don't want to do. So I want to be clear what some of these are. So yeah, I almost need, I'm kind of trying to resize the window here. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Just hard to tell, but I think that gives me enough of a view, so we'll see. But there are 4 planes coming in already. And again, there were 4 on
Denver Tower, SkyWest 5787 on final 34 right. Denver Tower, Southwest 1403 on final 35 right.
SkyWest 5787, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Southwest 1403, runway 35 right, cleared to land. You know, again, there shouldn't be too many commands, and these can stay clear of each other here.
Runway 35 right, cleared to land. Southwest 1403.
Alright. Southwest 3517, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 3517.
Delta 2828, pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Pushback approved, expect runway 25. Delta 2828.
Delta 532, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Negative. Use only with takeoff. Delta 532.
Delta 532, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Delta 532.
Alright, so we got a lot of planes coming in.
Denver ground, Delta 2828 with information Kilo, requesting push and start.
Southwest 2976, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2902, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. So we're going to get probably some call-ins, but I got to stay on top of things. Alright, they're going.
Expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2902.
Denver Tower, SkyWest 4728 on final 35 right.
SkyWest 4728, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Runway 35 right, clear to land. SkyWest 4728.
Okay, so
Denver ground,
there's our
Delta
first landing.
2828 ready to taxi.
Delta 2828, taxi to runway 25 via Alpha Alpha Golf.
Taxi to runway 25 via Alpha Alpha Golf. Delta 2828.
Denver Tower, United 1302 on final 34 right.
United 1302, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 right, clear to land. United 1302.
Let's see.
Denver ground, Southwest 2902 with information Kilo, requesting push and start.
SkyWest 5030, taxi to terminal via Papa Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa Echo Delta. SkyWest 5030.
Denver ground, Southwest 2976, ready to taxi.
Denver ground, Southwest 2902 ready to taxi.
Southwest 2976, taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 2902, taxi to runway 34 left. So let's
Taxi to
just
runway
see.
34 left. Southwest 2976.
So how does
Taxi
it
to
take
runway
us?
34 left. Southwest 2902. Denver Tower, SkyWest 5813 on final 35 right.
SkyWest 5813, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Runway 35 right, clear to land. SkyWest 5813.
Alright, so there's the first one there. It's a big
Denver
airport.
ground. Southwest 2976 with information kilo. Requesting push and start.
Alright, that's already off. So we're just getting, again, some... Southwest 2976, taxi to runway 34 left via Foxtrot, Whiskey Alpha. Southwest 2902, taxi to runway 34 left via Foxtrot, Whiskey Alpha. I just need to keep these clear.
Taxi to runway 34 left via Foxtrot. Whiskey Alpha. Southwest 2976.
Taxi to runway 34 left via Foxtrot. Whiskey Alpha, Southwest 2902.
Denver Tower, SkyWest 5685 on final 34 right.
Southwest 1403, taxi to terminal via Papa, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa, Echo Delta. Southwest 1403.
SkyWest 5787, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, SkyWest 5787.
Alright, so it's coming into the middle, which is good.
Denver ground, Southwest 2923 with information kilo. Requesting push and start.
Southwest 2923, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2923.
Denver Tower, United 2429 on final 35 right.
United 2429, runway 35 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 5685, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Alright,
Runway 35 right, cleared to land.
so SkyWest coming in.
29.
Runway 34 right, cleared to land. SkyWest
There's just
5685.
so much room here to maneuver, which is good, I would think. Delta 2828, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Delta 2828.
Southwest 2976, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 2976.
Southwest 2902, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 2923, taxi to runway 34 left via Foxtrot, Whiskey Alpha.
Runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Southwest
Okay.
2902.
Not quite sure they'd be
Taxi to runway
cleared
34 left
that way.
via Foxtrot. Whiskey Alpha.
SkyWest
Southwest
4728, taxi to terminal via Papa, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa, Echo Delta. SkyWest 4728. Denver ground, Southwest 2923 ready to taxi.
Okay.
Denver Tower, the United 617 on final 34 right.
Denver Tower, United 630 on final 35 right.
United 617, runway 34 right, cleared to land. United 640, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 right, cleared to land. The United 617.
United 1302, taxi to terminal.
Runway 35 right, cleared to land. United 630. Taxi to terminal.
Okay.
United
They're
1302.
taking off. They're taking off. Everybody's clear there. I'm just kind of looking for any conflicts. Alright, one landing there. Another one landing there. There's a lot of arrivals to start with. So the first half is arrivals. Second half will be departures. So we do need to keep up or be aware of that. Alright, so the Southwest, which is not great because it's coming into the terminal where everybody else was kind of going in here. We already had one park. Alright. SkyWest 5813, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta. So that'll
Taxi to
shrink
terminal
some
via
distance.
Papa 7, Echo Delta. SkyWest 5813.
Alright, where... Alright, he's going there. Alright. Southwest 2923, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500. Contact departure.
Runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Southwest 2923.
Denver Tower, United 779 on final 34 right.
It's just so far.
Denver Tower, Southwest 3594 on final 35 right.
Southwest 3594, runway 35 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 5685, taxi to terminal. United 779, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 35 right, clear to land. Southwest 3594.
Taxi to terminal, SkyWest 5685.
Right. So 24 is landing.
Cleared to land. United 779.
Do we have one on the runway? No. SkyWest 5685, taxi to terminal. Alright, it's already going. It just
Negative.
took a bit.
Valid target, SkyWest 5685.
Okay, so I don't know that I like
Denver ground.
what
Southwest
these are doing.
2307 with information kilo. Requesting push and start.
Southwest 2307, pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2307.
Alright, where did that... It said United 2429. Am I... Whoops. Oh, okay. United 2429, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta. United 2429.
Alright. So the United is coming in, and unfortunately... United 1302, taxi to terminal via Bravo November. Let's see if it'll get there.
Taxi to terminal via Bravo November. United 1302.
Denver Tower, SkyWest 5746 on final 34 right.
Denver Tower, SkyWest 5758 on final 35 right.
SkyWest 5758, runway 35 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 5746, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 35 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 5758.
Runway 34 right, clear to land. SkyWest 5746.
Denver ground. Southwest
2307, taxi to runway 34 left via Foxtrot, Whiskey Alpha.
Taxi Taxi to runway 34 left, via Foxtrot, Whiskey Alpha, Southwest 2307.
Alright, I'm not sure if this United's going in a worse place, or maybe it was the SkyWest that was going in there. United 640, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta.
United 617, taxi to terminal. So 1403's got to be going right
United
here,
617.
because that has gone everywhere. That is crazy. Like, I mean, he better be parking right there, because 2307 left. Where's he going? Okay, he is parking there, but golly, that was a weird way to go. Alright, is anybody waiting or anything? Like, there's so many planes taxiing now. And again, they should be clear of each other, I would think, but... Alright, nobody else
Denver
needs
Tower,
to be
Southwest
cleared.
437 on final 34 right.
Denver Tower, SkyWest 5276 on final 35 right.
SkyWest 5276, runway 35 right, cleared to land. Southwest 437, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Okay, so the United ended
Runway
up
35 right,
in a very
cleared to land.
different
SkyWest
location
5276.
than I was
Runway 34
expecting. I
right,
thought
cleared to land.
it must be
Southwest
SkyWest that's
437.
coming in there. Alright, he's moving. Just kind of looking for anybody else that's... Alright, we're still like 10 minutes behind, but again, arrivals should slow down in a little bit, but yeah, there's a lot. There's like 2 or 3 arrivals per minute, and with only 2 runways, you know, it gets a bit challenging. But we've got 10 of 103 processed. I just don't know. Alright. Southwest 3594, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta, Southwest 3594.
Okay, so 1302 parked, SkyWest is in. Another SkyWest is going. United... Is that United 779? What is that? United 779, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, United 779.
So we
Denver
did have
Tower,
a bit of a
SkyWest
delay.
5793 on final 34 right.
Denver Tower, United 1803 on final 35 right.
United 1803, runway 35 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 5793, runway 34 right, cleared to land. So yeah, we've got 7
Runway 35 right,
taxiing
cleared to
on the
land.
ground.
United 1803.
Runway
Again,
34 right, cleared to land.
there's a lot of
SkyWest
room here. This is
5793.
actually a nice airport for controlling. Southwest 2307, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Screwed that one up. That'll be a huge waste
Runway
of
34
time.
left, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure, Southwest 2307.
But anyway, alright. So, got a SkyWest there. So yeah, 7 on the ground, 4 sequenced for arrival, 2 ready to call in, so maybe we're getting close to the end of the arrival list here. So we'll see what our delay is, because yeah, that's going to add some stuff. Okay, so he's over there. SkyWest 5758, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7, Echo Delta. SkyWest 5758.
SkyWest 5746. Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. I'm going to try to keep them on Foxtrot and
Taxi
see.
to terminal via Foxtrot. SkyWest 5746.
Denver Tower, United 1829 on final 3 for right.
Denver Tower, SkyWest 5654 on final 35 right.
SkyWest 5654, runway 35 right, cleared to land. United 1829, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 35 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 5654.
Runway 3 for right, cleared to land. United 1829.
Yeah, because in theory, with all these gates, I mean, if the dispatchers, or whatever they're called in airline terms, would do things correctly, like they should put them at gates that hopefully they're not conflicting. Because, see, like, we could have a problem here, like if these two Uniteds were coming at each other, like that would be bad. But it didn't happen, which is good. So we have nothing coming in. But yeah, so that's my hope, is that everyone's going to arrive and go to the middle gates here, and we can just keep running southwest and everything from where it's going. All right, I know that one. There's one that just landed over there, I thought. Maybe I'm crazy. No. There's one there somewhere. Oh, there it is. God, they are so hard to see. They're so far away. Southwest 437, taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Whoop, whoop.
Southwest 437.
Southwest 437, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. Southwest 437.
SkyWest 5276, taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7, Echo Delta. SkyWest 5276.
Denver Tower, United 1327 on final 34 right.
Denver Tower, Delta 706 on final 35 right.
Delta 1553, pushback approved, expect runway 25. Delta 706, runway 35 right, cleared to land. United 1327, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25. Delta 1553.
Runway 35 right, clear to land. Delta 706.
Runway 34 right, cleared to land. United 1327.
Oh boy. Now the arrival. Now the departures are
Denver
coming.
ground. Delta
The board just
1553
got
with information
filled.
Kilo, requesting push and start.
Got 12 planes that will be calling in right now. Now this is one of them. So we do have a few. We're going to have 3 of them, but there will be 9. Wow. This is not good. Alright, let's see. So, United's on the other one. United 1803, taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7, Echo Delta.
SkyWest
United
5793, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. SkyWest 5793.
Alright, so we've got 18 that
Denver
have
ground,
been
Alaska
completed.
427 with information Kilo, requesting push and start.
Denver Tower, SkyWest 4709 on final 34 right.
Delta 1553, taxi to runway 25 via Alpha Golf. Alaska 427, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Taxi to runway 25 via Alpha Alpha, Golf, Delta 1553.
Alright, so
Pushback
now
approved.
I want to
Expect runway
go...
34 left, Alaska 427.
So I want to make
Denver
sure...
Tower, United 2151
Alright.
on final 35 right.
Denver ground, Delta 1553 ready to taxi.
United 2151, runway 35 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 4709er, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 35 right, cleared to land. United 2151.
So the Alaskas...
Runway 34 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 4709er.
Alright, again, we've got United there, and we've got SkyWest at the other end. So, alright. SkyWest 5654, taxi to terminal via Papa 7 Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta.
United 1829, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
SkyWest
United
6227, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 6227.
Denver ground, Alaska 427 ready to taxi.
Alright, let me
Denver
get
Tower,
out there.
United 286 on final 34 right.
Denver Tower, United 732 on final 35 right.
Southwest 437, taxi to terminal via Charlie November.
Taxi to terminal via Charlie November. Southwest 437.
Let's see if it will do what I need. I need it to get out
Denver
there.
ground, SkyWest 6227 with information kilo, requesting push and start.
Alright, come on. I can't be dealing with this now. Oh boy. Southwest 437, taxi to terminal via Charlie November.
Taxi to terminal via Charlie November. Southwest 437.
It doesn't know. Alaska 427, taxi to runway 34 left via Charlie November.
Taxi to runway 34 left, drive Charlie November, Alaska 427.
Denver ground, SkyWest 6227 ready to taxi.
Alaska 427, hold position.
Hold position, Alaska 427.
Southwest 437, taxi to terminal via Delta Sierra. SkyWest 6227, runway 34 left via Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Delta Sierra. Southwest 437.
Delta 1553, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. United 732, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 left via Foxtrot.
United 286, runway 34 right, cleared to land. United 489, runway 34 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 5471, runway 35 right, cleared to land. Alright, we're going to get rid of this southwest, I guess.
Cleared for immediate takeoff.
Where is
reaching
it?
altitude 500. Contact departure. Delta 1553.
Runway 35 right, clear to land. United 732.
Okay.
Runway 34 right, clear to land. United 286.
Runway 34 right, cleared to land. United 489. Runway 35 right, clear to land.
Alaska 427,
SkyWest
continue
5471.
taxi. Southwest 377, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 133, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 1247, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Continue taxi. Alaska 427.
United 1327, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 377.
United 2151, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta. SkyWest 4709, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Southwest 133.
Negative. Need pushback truck. Southwest 1274.
Taxi to terminal.
Southwest
via
1274, pushback
United
approved,
1327.
expect runway 34 left. Southwest 1578, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2613, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Taxi to terminal via Papa.
Delta
Papa 7,
706,
Echo Delta.
taxi to terminal
United
via Papa
2151.
7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. SkyWest 4709.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 1274. Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest
SkyWest
1578.
6227, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 5692, runway 35 right, cleared to land. SkyWest 5902, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left.
Southwest
2613.
377, runway 34 left.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta, Delta 706.
Runway 34 left. Clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 6227.
Runway 35 right. Clear to land. SkyWest 5692.
Runway 34 right. Clear to land. SkyWest 5902.
Runway
Southwest
34 left.
1274,
Southwest
taxi to
377.
runway 34 left. Southwest 133, taxi to runway 34 left.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 1274.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 133.
Southwest 2382, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2613, taxi to runway 34 left.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2382.
Alaska 427, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. United 286, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Taxi to runway
SkyWest
34 left.
5847,
Southwest 2613.
runway 35 right, cleared to land. United 1494, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34
United
left.
732,
Cleared for
taxi to
immediate
terminal
takeoff
via
on reaching
Papa
altitude 500,
Echo Delta.
contact departure. Alaska 427.
Taxi to
Southwest
terminal via
1578,
Foxtrot.
taxi to runway
United
34
286.
left.
Runway 35 right. Cleared to land. SkyWest 5847.
Runway 34 right. Clear to land. United 1494. Taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta, United 732.
Taxi to runway
Southwest
34 left.
377,
Southwest 1578.
taxi to runway
Denver
34
Tower,
left via hotel.
9489 on final 34 right.
Denver Tower. SkyWest 5471 on final 35 right. Denver Tower. SkyWest 5902 on final 34 right.
Denver Tower. SkyWest 5692 on final 35 right.
United 489, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Southwest 3011,
489.
pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 3721, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2998, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2382, taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 2431, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 438, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 3011.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 3721.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2998. Taxi to
Southwest
runway 34
2941,
left.
pushback
Southwest
approved, expect
2382.
runway 34 left.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2431.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest
Skywest
438.
5471, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 2941.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta. Skywest 5471.
Denver ground, Southwest 133 ready to taxi.
Denver ground, Southwest 377 ready to taxi. Denver ground, Southwest 1274 ready to taxi. Denver ground, Southwest 1578 ready to taxi.
Denver ground.
Southwest
2630
3029,
ready to
pushback
taxi.
approved, expect runway 34 left.
Pushback
Southwest
approved, expect runway
2998,
34
taxi to runway 34
Southwest
left.
3029.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 2998.
Southwest 3011, taxi to runway 34 left.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 3011.
Denver Tower, United 1494 on final 34 right.
Denver Tower.
Skywest 5389,
57 on final
runway
35
35 right, cleared to land. Southwest 377, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Contact departure at 500. Ooh.
Runway 35 right. Cleared to land. Skywest 5389.
Negative, I'm on the ground. Command property error, Southwest 377.
So, yeah, it wasn't... There's too much that way, but again, for all that, it's actually not bad. So let me get over here. We want 5709. See, why are they... There should be a better way for them to go. But anyway, let's delete that. Let's just make sure that is now clear. It is. Okay. So we will now start again.
Denver ground. Southwest 2382 ready to taxi.
Skywest 5692, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to
Skywest
terminal via
5902,
Papa 7,
taxi to terminal
Echo
via
Delta.
Foxtrot.
Skywest 5692.
Taxi
Southwest
to terminal via
377, runway
Skywest
34 left,
5902.
cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 2613, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff.
Southwest
Reaching altitude
2941,
500,
taxi to
contact
runway
departure.
34 left.
Southwest 377.
Runway 34 left.
Southwest
Line up and wait.
438,
Southwest
taxi to runway 34
2613.
left. Southwest 2431, taxi to runway 34 left.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 2941.
Skywest 5715, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 438.
Southwest 1274, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 2431.
Runway 34 right, cleared to land. Skywest 5715.
Runway 34 left. line up
Southwest
and wait.
3721,
Southwest
taxi to
1274.
runway 34 left.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 3721. Denver
Okay,
Tower.
gotta watch
Skywest
that
5715
United.
on final 34 right.
SkyWest 5638, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Southwest 550, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 right, cleared to land. SkyWest
Southwest
5638.
2613, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 35 right.
United
Land.
1494,
Southwest 550.
taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. SkyWest 5847, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta. Southwest 3055, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 1534, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 3029, runway 34 left. Southwest 1180, pushback approved, runway 34 left.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude.
Southwest
500.
3055,
Contact
pushback approved,
Southwest
expect runway
2613.
34 left. Southwest 3055, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 1180, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 3008, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Southwest 1180, expect runway 34 left. I don't understand.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. United 1494.
Alright.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 7.
Southwest 133,
Skywest
runway 34 left, line up and
5847.
wait. Southwest 2382, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Southwest 3011, runway 25. Southwest 1274, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Negative. Unknown command. Southwest 3055.
Pushback approved.
SkyWest
Runway 34 left.
5715,
Southwest
taxi to terminal via
1534.
Foxtrot.
Runway 34 left. Southwest 3029.
SkyWest 5389, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta. Southwest 1534, taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 1180, taxi to runway 25. Southwest 1534, taxi to runway 25.
Pushback approved facing west. Southwest 1180.
Southwest 2941, taxi to runway 25. Southwest 133, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 1578, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Southwest 2998, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Southwest 3912, runway 35 right, cleared to land. Southwest 411, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Negative. Unknown command. Southwest 3055.
American 2943, runway 35 right, cleared to land. Southwest 3011, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 438, taxi to runway 25.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left.
Southwest
3055.
3008, taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 3055, taxi to runway 25.
Negative. In not a terminal.
Southwest
1180.
49, pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Pushback approved. expect
Southwest
runway 34
3040,
left.
pushback approved,
Southwest
expect runway
3008.
34 left.
Negative. Unknown command. Southwest 1180.
Southwest 2382, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 34 left.
Southwest
Line up and wait.
2941,
Southwest
runway
133.
25, line up and wait.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Southwest 2382.
Southwest 3008, taxi to runway 34 left.
Runway 25, Southwest 3011.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On
Southwest
reaching altitude
550,
500. Contact
taxi to
departure.
terminal via Papa,
Southwest
Papa 7,
1274.
Echo Delta. Skywest 5245, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Taxi to terminal.
Skywest
via
5638, taxi to
Skywest
terminal via
5715.
Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Southwest 1578, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 3721, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Southwest 2431, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Southwest 2941, Southwest 2941, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Who ran into who?
Taxi to runway 34 left.
So let's
Southwest
see.
1534.
Who ran into who? I saw a Delta. Someone ran into... okay. Alright. So let's go here. We'll figure out who we take off. I guess we'll get rid of the Southwest that's taken off. Alright. So, a bit of a problem. But again, the fact that it's been so little,
Taxi to runway 25.
it's kind of
Southwest
impressive.
1180. Taxi to
Southwest
runway 25.
49,
Southwest
taxi runway
1534.
25. Southwest 3040, taxi runway 34 left.
Taxi to runway 25. Southwest 2941.
Southwest 2998, runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 2941, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 438, runway 25, line up and wait. Southwest 1163, runway 35 right, cleared to land. Skywest 5699, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Southwest 1578.
Southwest 2154, pushback approved, expect runway 25. Southwest 4065, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. So that's the problem I had
Runway 34
created.
left. Line up and wait. Southwest 2998.
Runway 35 right. Clear to land. Southwest 3912.
Southwest 411, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Runway 34 right.
Southwest
Cleared to land.
3721,
Southwest
runway
411.
34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 438, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 1180, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Everybody
Runway
moving,
35 right. Cleared to land. American 2943.
other than those
Runway
two.
25, cleared for immediate takeoff.
All right,
On
whoops.
reaching altitude 500, contact
Southwest
departure.
550,
Southwest 3011.
taxi to terminal via Papa, Papa 7, Echo Delta. Southwest 3912, taxi to terminal via Papa, Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to runway 25. Southwest 438.
Negative. Unknown command. Southwest 30.
Southwest 3029, runway 34 left, line up and wait. Southwest 2431, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Taxi to runway 25. Southwest 3055.
Interesting,
Pushback approved. Expect
because
runway
they're
25.
crossing that way,
Southwest
but
49.
I think I understand what happened.
Runway 34 left.
Because it cleared it.
Southwest 3040.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact
Alright.
departure. Southwest 2382.
Runway 25. Line up and wait. Southwest 2941.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 30.
Southwest 4065, taxi to runway 34 left.
Taxi to terminal via Papa.
Southwest
Papa
2154,
7,
taxi to runway 25.
Southwest 550.
Runway 34 right. Clear to land. Skywest 5245. Taxi to
Southwest
terminal
49,
via Foxtrot.
runway 25,
Skywest
cleared for immediate
5638.
takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 3029, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 34 left.
Southwest
Cleared for immediate takeoff
3040,
on reaching altitude
runway
500.
34 left, cleared
Contact
for immediate
departure.
takeoff
Southwest
upon reaching
1578.
altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 3055, runway 25 left. Southwest 3055, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Skywest 5677, runway 35 right, cleared to land. American 2943, taxi to terminal via Papa, Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Runway 34
Southwest
left.
50
Line up and wait.
Whoop.
Southwest 3721.
Skywest 5245, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. Southwest 3176, runway 34 right, cleared to land. Southwest 3992, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Southwest 2430.
Southwest 3119, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Alright,
Negative.
so
Use only with takeoff. Southwest 2941.
I have no
Taxi to
idea
runway 25.
who's got what now.
Southwest 49.
Southwest 49, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 3040.
Southwest 3055, cancel takeoff. Southwest 3055, line up and wait. Southwest 3008, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Frontier Flight 3227, runway 34 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 2998.
Runway 25.
Where
Clear for
is
immediate takeoff on reaching altitude
Southwest
500.
644,
Contact
stand
departure.
by.
Southwest 2941.
Runway 25. Line up and wait. Southwest 438.
Runway 35 right. Clear to land. Southwest 1163.
Skywest 5699, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. Southwest 1163, taxi to terminal via Papa, Papa 7 Echo Delta.
Pushback approved. Expect runway
That's like a
25.
real
Southwest
old.
2154.
Pushback approved.
That's
Expect
an
runway
interesting
34
one, too.
left. Southwest 4065.
Southwest 319, taxi to runway 34 left.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. Southwest 411.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Southwest 644,
3721.
pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Runway 25. Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Southwest 438.
Southwest 3055, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 4065, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Oh, I'm supposed to be able to breathe a little bit, maybe.
Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500.
Skywest
Contact
5677,
departure. Southwest
taxi to
1180.
terminal via Papa, Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Papa, Papa 7, Echo Delta.
Southwest 2964, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. Man, we are getting a bunch again.
Taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7, Echo Delta, Southwest 3912.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait.
JetBlue
Southwest
394,
3029.
pushback approved, expect runway 25. Alright, so we're going to be getting a lot
Runway
of
34
those.
left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 2431.
Southwest 2154, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 4065.
Southwest 3176, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Taxi to runway 25.
Southwest
Southwest
644, taxi to
2154.
runway 34 left. Southwest 2964, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Negative. Use only with takeoff. Southwest 49.
Frontier Flight 1229, pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Runway
Goodness,
34
goodness.
left. Cleared for immediate
We are at
takeoff on reaching
65 of
altitude
103,
500.
so we're
Contact
doing
departure.
okay.
Southwest 3029.
Southwest 2325, runway 35 right, cleared to land. Easy ExecJet 859, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Southwest
Southwest
3992, taxi to terminal via Papa, Papa 7, Echo Delta. Just need to watch.
Negative. I'm on the ground. Southwest 3055. Runway 25. Cleared for immediate
We have
takeoff.
so
On reaching
many
altitude
backed up.
500,
I can't
contact
even
departure.
tell you.
Southwest 3055.
Now the Americans coming in there,
Runway
that's
35 right.
interesting.
Clear to land. Skywest 5677.
Alright,
Taxi to terminal
what's
via
happening?
Papa 7, Echo Delta.
United 2270,
29,
pushback
43.
approved, expect runway 25.
Taxi to terminal. Via
JetBlue
Foxtrot.
394,
Skywest
runway
5245.
25.
Runway 34 right. Cleared to land. Southwest 3176.
Alright, what have we got?
Runway 35 right. Clear to land. Southwest
Alright,
3992.
Skywest is going way
Stand
over
by.
there, that's good.
Pushback approved. Expect runway
Frontier
34
Flight
left.
1229,
Southwest
runway 25.
Runway 25. Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500.
We've got a
Contact
lot
departure.
of things
Southwest
coming
49.
in.
Cancel
Frontier
takeoff.
Flight
Southwest
3227,
3055.
taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Command requirement missing. Southwest 3055.
Frontier Flight 3227, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. There we go.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Southwest 3008.
I saw it. I saw it as it
Runway
happened.
34 right. Clear to land. Frontier Flight 3227.
Stand by. Southwest 644.
So we'll see what else happens. Alright. So this is my third that I've got to clear. So I'm going to get rid of that one again. I'll get rid of the one that's taking off. So yeah, less than ideal. Less than ideal. But yeah, I knew there's a lot going on. Southwest 2964, taxi to runway 34 left.
Taxi to terminal via Papa, Papa 7, Echo Delta, Southwest 1163.
Taxi to runway 34 left.
Okay.
Southwest 390.
Gonna wait on these.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Southwest 644.
Skywest 4693, pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Runway 25. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Alright,
Southwest
hopefully he's
3055.
turning.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500,
Actually,
contact departure.
Not sure I want him
Southwest
to be turning
4065.
now that I think about it.
Taxi to terminal via Papa, Papa 7, Echo Delta, SkyWest 5677.
Alright, where is everybody?
Command, Southwest
United
5964.
2270, taxi to runway 25.
Pushback approved. Expect
SkyWest 5311, pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Runway 25.
Southwest
Cleared for immediate
2882,
takeoff.
runway
On
34
reaching
right, cleared to
altitude
land.
500, contact departure. Southwest
Key Lime
2154.
5803, runway 35 right, cleared to land.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. Southwest 3176.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 644.
Southwest 2964, taxi to runway 34 left. Why is this not moving?
Pushback approved. Expect
Ugh.
runway 34 left. Southwest 2964.
Alright. Good news is,
Pushback
I
approved.
think
Expect
we're
runway
okay.
25. Frontier flight
Southwest
1229.
644, hold position.
Runway 35 right. Clear to land. Southwest 2325.
Frontier Flight 1229, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 644, continue taxi.
Runway 35 right.
SkyWest
Clear to land.
5641,
Exit check
pushback
85
approved,
Lima.
expect runway 25.
Taxi to terminal via Papa 7. Echo
SkyWest
Delta.
4693,
Southwest 3992.
taxi to runway 25.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25. United 2270.
Southwest 644, continue taxi.
Runway 25. JetBlue 394. Runway 25.
SkyWest 5311,
Flight
taxi to
1229.
runway 25.
Taxi to terminal
United
via
2270,
Foxtrot.
runway
Frontier
25,
flight
cleared for immediate
3227.
takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. JetBlue 394, runway 25, line up and wait. Southwest 644, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Negative. Taxiway not found. Frontier flight 3227.
Southwest 2325, taxi to terminal via Papa 7 Echo Delta. ExecJet 859er, taxi to terminal via Papa 7 Echo Delta.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25. SkyWest 4693.
Taxi to runway 25. United 2270.
SkyWest 4629, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. United 2105, pushback approved, expect runway 25. United 1974, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25. SkyWest 5311.
SkyWest 4693, taxi to runway 25.
Runway
SkyWest
34 right. Clear to
5641,
land.
taxi to
Southwest
runway 25.
2882.
Runway 35 right. Clear to land. Key line 4803.
United 2270. No, go ahead. That's fine.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Southwest 2964.
Hold position.
Alright.
Southwest 644.
So we have no
Runway
arrival.
25.
The
Cleared
arrivals
for
are
immediate
done.
takeoff On reaching altitude 500.
We've got
Contact
a
departure.
bunch of
Frontier
departures.
flight 1229.
So,
Negative. Taxi is blocked. JetBlue 394. Southwest 644. Southwest 644.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25. SkyWest 5641.
SkyWest 5311, runway 25, line up and wait.
Negative. Runway not found. SkyWest 4693.
United 1315, pushback approved, expect runway 25. SkyWest 5652, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 5760, pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Continue taxi. Southwest 644.
Taxi
United
to runway
2105,
25.
taxi
SkyWest
runway
5311.
25.
Runway 25.
SkyWest 4629, taxi to runway 34 left.
Contact departure. United 2270.
United 1974, taxi to runway 34 left.
Runway 25. Line up and wait. JetBlue 394. Runway 34 left. Clear for
JetBlue
immediate takeoff.
394,
On reaching
runway
altitude
325,
Contact departure.
cleared for immediate
Southwest
takeoff.
644.
JetBlue 394, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 4693, runway 25, line up and wait. SkyWest 5641, taxi to runway 34 left.
Taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7.
SkyWest
Echo Delta,
5641, runway
Southwest
34 left.
2325.
Cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7.
Southwest
Echo Delta.
2882, taxi to terminal via Foxtrot.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left.
Lime
Southwest
48,
4629.
key lime 4803, taxi to terminal via Papa 7, Echo Delta. Did not realize I had anyone still landing.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25. United 2105.
Alright.
Pushback approved. Expect runway
SkyWest
34 left.
5760,
United
taxi.
1974.
Whoop, we're not ready yet.
Taxi to runway 25. SkyWest 4693.
United 1812, pushback approved. SkyWest 5986, pushback approved.
Taxi to runway 25. SkyWest 5641.
SkyWest 5311, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 4693, runway 25, line up and wait. SkyWest 5760, taxi to runway 25.
Runway
SkyWest
25, line up and
5652,
wait.
taxi to
SkyWest
runway
5311.
34 left. United 1315, taxi to runway 25. Where are these other flights?
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25. United
Southwest
1315.
1557, pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 5652.
Southwest 3096, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25.
United at
SkyWest
1812,
5760.
pushback approved, expect runway 25. SkyWest 5986, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Taxi to runway 25. United 2105.
SkyWest 5385, pushback approved, expect runway 25. SkyWest 4693, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Really?
Taxi to runway 34 left. SkyWest 4629.
I thought they would handle each other, so I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, they'll be fine. Clearly I was wrong. Alright, so we're going to go there. We're going to delete that one. And we're going to continue on.
Taxi to runway 34 left. United 1974.
Duplicated command. JetBlue 394. Runway 25. Clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500. Contact departure.
Alright.
JetBlue 394.
SkyWest 5224, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left.
Runway 25. Line up and wait. SkyWest 4693.
SkyWest 5385, pushback approved, expect runway 34 left. SkyWest 6002, pushback approved, expect runway 25.
Taxi to runway 34 left. SkyWest
United
5641.
1315. SkyWest 4629, hold position. SkyWest 5760, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 2964, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 4629, continue taxi.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. SkyWest 5641.
SkyWest 5652, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. Southwest
Southwest
2882.
2882. Taxi to terminal. Okay, we're okay.
Taxi to terminal via Papa. Papa 7. Echo Delta.
Southwest 2882, continue taxi.
Negative, invalid target. SkyWest 5760.
Southwest 2882, taxi to terminal via Charlie November.
Command property error. United 1812.
Command property error.
Southwest
Skywest
3096,
5986.
taxi to runway 34 left via Charlie November.
Runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 5311.
SkyWest 5224, taxi to runway 34 left.
Runway 25.
SkyWest
line up and wait.
5986, taxi to
Skywest
runway 34
4693.
left. SkyWest 6002, taxi to runway 25.
Taxi to
United
runway
2105, runway
SkyWest
25, line up and wait.
5760.
United 1315, runway 25, line up and wait. SkyWest 5385, runway 34 left.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Skywest 5652.
United 1812, runway 25.
Taxi to runway 25.
SkyWest
United
5652, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 4629, line up and wait.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25. Southwest 1557.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Southwest 3096.
United 2105, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 25. United
SkyWest 4629, line up and wait. Whoop. SkyWest 4629, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Skywest 5986.
Southwest 2882, taxi to terminal.
Negative. Unknown command. Skywest 5385.
Runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff.
How do I
On
get him
reaching
to move?
altitude 500, contact departure. Skywest 4693.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 34 left. Skywest 5224.
What is this
Pushback
called?
approved. Expect runway 34 left. Skywest 5385.
Pushed back approved. Expect runway 25.
can't tell.
Skywest 6002.
For position, SkyWest 4629.
Runway
let
25,
me see.
cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact
Southwest
departure.
2882,
SkyWest
taxi to
5760.
terminal via Juliet.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff.
Southwest
On reaching
2882,
altitude
taxi to
500,
terminal via
contact
Juliet.
departure. Southwest 2964.
It's just not going to go.
SkyWest 4629.
Runway 34
Southwest
left.
1557,
Line up and wait.
taxi to runway
Skywest
25.
5652.
All right.
Taxi to terminal.
I killed that one.
Southwest 2882.
It's just
Continue
stuck.
taxi. Southwest 2882. Taxi to
SkyWest
terminal. Via Charlie
4629,
November.
runway
Southwest
34 left, cleared
2882.
for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. SkyWest 5986, runway 34 left, line up and wait. SkyWest 5385, runway 34 left, line up and wait. SkyWest 6002, runway 25, line up and wait. United 1812, runway 25, line up and wait. United 1315, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Taxi to runway 34 left via Charlie November. Southwest 3096.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Skywest 5224.
Taxi to runway 34 left. Skywest 5986.
SkyWest 5986, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Taxi to runway 25. Skywest 6002.
Runway 25. Line up and wait. United 2105.
Runway
Southwest
25, line up and
1557,
wait.
taxi to
United
runway
1315.
25. Southwest 2882. Taxi to ramp.
Runway 34 left. Skywest 5385.
Runway 25, United 1812.
Runway 34
Southwest
left.
2882,
Cleared for immediate
taxi.
takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Skywest 5652.
There's just no
Command
way
requirement
to
missing.
know.
Skywest 4629.
Yeah.
Runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching
Skywest
altitude
6002,
500,
runway
contact
25, cleared for
United
immediate takeoff
2105.
upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Skywest 5385, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Command requirement missing. Skywest 4629. Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Skywest 4629.
Taxi to terminal. Southwest 2882. Taxi to terminal. Via Juliet.
Southwest
Southwest
3096,
2882.
runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Taxi to terminal. Via Juliet. Southwest 2882.
Alright, I'm like, is it moving?
Negative. Taxiway not found. Southwest 1557.
Skywest 5224, runway 34 left, line up and wait. United 1812, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff.
Southwest
On reaching altitude
3096,
500,
runway 34
contact
left, cleared
departure.
for immediate takeoff
Skywest
upon reaching
4629.
altitude 500, contact departure.
Runway 34
Little bit
left.
much.
Line up and wait. Skywest 5986.
Runway 34 left.
I wish
Line
I
up
could
and
get
wait.
this one to go,
Skywest 5385.
because it was okay.
Runway 25,
I didn't
line
realize
up and
it,
wait.
and then I
Skywest
had it stop.
6002.
Runway 25, line up and wait. United 1812.
Runway 25. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. United 1315.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Skywest 5986.
Skywest 5224, runway 34 left, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Southwest 1557, runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
Taxi to runway 25. Southwest 1557.
Alright, so I
Taxi to
think
right.
we're going to end up at
Southwest
97.
Negative. Invalid target. Southwest 2882. Runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Skywest 6002.
Runway 34 left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure. Skywest 5385.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Southwest 3096.
Runway 34 left. Line up and wait. Skywest 5224.
Runway 25, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500, contact departure.
There's nothing out
United
there, right?
1812.
Because it's showing a
Runway 34
United...
left. Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Southwest 3096.
There are over 100 things
Runway 34 left.
waiting.
Cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching
So,
altitude
just so you're-
500, contact departure.
So-
Skywest 5224.
We have this
Runway
one.
25, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 500. Contact departure. Southwest 1557.
Alright,
Denver
so
ground.
lots
Southwest
of planes in the
2998,
air.
Ready to taxi.
But
Denver ground.
we got
Southwest
this last
3011 ready
one
to
here,
taxi.
and
Denver ground.
good to go then.
Southwest 2431, ready to taxi.
so we're not going to finish
Denver
all
ground.
the...
Southwest 438
messages.
ready to taxi.
Denver ground.
So there we go.
Southwest 2941 ready to taxi.
Denver ground. Southwest 3029 ready.
Alright, I'm going to go back to the menu. I think that will stop them all, but I don't know. Alright, so it knows it's done. Let's check our log. Alright, we got to level 14. Yeah, 850 points. Like, is there 100 points per now? Like, this is... Well, but I think we were level 12, so we went level 12, 13, 14, so maybe it is just 75. But we had 14 achievements, now we have 16. So I'm sure we got, obviously, the airport. Well, we got Denver. All right, I probably missed Lisbon, but because I don't know that we unlocked anything else. And nothing is silver yet, which is crazy. I thought I was really close on something. I swore there was something I was like right there on. Like it was 497. Oh, here. Duh. Airline expert. Okay. So we went silver to gold. And, or, you know, we went to silver and now we got to get 2,500 to get to gold. Yeah, I am not sure. I mean, we've got 10 schedules remaining. So possibly, but my golly, this is taking a lot. But I think the key thing to take away from this, let me shrink this and go back here. I mean, we did 100 planes, successful takeoffs, successful landings. So I was able to do 100. Now, let me look at the recording time. It seems long, so maybe it still took a while. But again, it's one of those, like, if I have things ready to go, is that bad? So that's the thing. Like, I could handle it, but it was a lot. So the difference with these is, whereas if I had a full schedule, the benefit here with Tower Companion is it's only giving a schedule with flights for that hour. So that basically, yes, when I get to the hour, and as long as I can keep up with things, like no new planes will be calling in, nothing will be happening. So obviously, again, I had a lot of things that were calling in, and nothing got late. So let's keep that in mind. Like there was nothing that happened that I got a penalty for a late call. I think the latest I ever called a plane or gave them a pushback was 3 minutes. Which is not great from a delay standpoint. So that's the thing here. Like, let me go back to this and see. Well, I guess I just need to go here. So yeah, 0.73 minute delay. I mean, I definitely got bad, but it wasn't like I finished this, and in Atlanta I was already at a 1.3 minute delay, and at Amsterdam I was a 3.42 minute delay. So I think I did better, where Denver I think was easier to handle things. It was certainly hectic. I'm not sure. I mean, again, people let me know. Are those enjoyable to watch, just with me going nuts and just trying to get, because obviously I wasn't talking to any viewers, but I don't know if it's just not fun because I'm talking over the planes, they're talking over me. I mean, again, I'm sitting there, and at this point, you know, it's saying I've got 47 high messages and 43 medium messages. So I literally have 90 messages that never got communicated. So I'm not sure that is helpful, because then what ends up happening, like with you watching it, is everything that's getting called back and that you're hearing is so far behind. So it's like 100 is almost too much. I can do it, clearly. I mean, I did 97, you know, and that's the thing. I did this, but I don't remember then. I think because of it being slower, like I'm thinking Amsterdam would be easier with this, because again, I was waiting for a bunch of arrivals at the end, and it took a while. But not sure how that all will piece together. But we've got another one in the books. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's just a lot. So let's see, too, on the log, on the spotters. We were at 65. Or no, I think I was at 59. I think I did get there. So yeah, I didn't see any planes coming up of any kind that were going to give me anything. So, I mean, we did get more spots. So I'm thinking that gets us something. You know, they might be 1 point apiece instead of these being a little bit more. So I don't remember what my number was, but maybe I got 5 or something. So it still keeps me at the global. I mean, it would be nice to be able to see the list, because what I want to know is, like, okay, where's 58? Like, I'm at 217. Is 58 at 220? Are they at 2000? Yeah, at some point it gets crazy. So, and I don't, I don't know. I just know that number 59 is 217, and that's just, because people may not be using Tower Companion. They might not be, who knows? Because I'm sure there's people that do the trial and then never pay. And again, I think you can keep doing things, but I think it just is less helpful.